Okay, so here's factorization part 2. Now in the previous video we did factorization, right? But those were very simple factorization problems. In this one we'll tackle the more obvious and the more challenging ones. Okay, so this is the common one this is the most common one that you'll find in factorization, and this is also actually the first question in the grade 12 metric paper. Okay, so let's have a look. The first thing we need to know is a quadratic trinomial. What is a quadratic trinomial, right? A quadratic trinomial has the highest power of a quadratic trinomial of its unknown, right? Unknown can be anything which is we don't know, which is for example x, right? Would be 2, so it would be something to the power of 2, right? We also know that the quadratic trinomial has 3 terms. So the standard form of a quadratic trinomial is ax squared plus bx plus c, or plus a constant value. So now I'm not going to spend so much time explaining all this. I'm just going to jump straight into problems. So let's have a look here. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so factorization. So how do we factorize? Remember, factorization is the opposite of products. The first thing we need to do is make sure that the trinomial is in standard form, right? Remember, standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. We then list the factors, right? Factors, remember, are glue terms of the first and the last term, or factors rather. In this case, does not mean that. It means factors. For example, factors of 10 would be 1 and 10, 2 and 5. We then would need to choose a pair, right, of factors, right? For example, 1 and 10 or 2 and 5, and then cross multiply them. This will all make much more sense once I actually show you how it's done. Then we need to choose the correct signs out of those factors. So let's just jump straight into it and look at the problem. Okay, so here we're given x squared minus 7x plus 12. Now the first thing that we need to look out for, right, is to see is it in standard form, right? The standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. So now if we look here, does it have an a value? Does it? Yes it does. Remember the ghost 1. Right, there's an x squared as well. There's that sign in the middle. Doesn't matter if it's plus or minus. The b value here would be negative 7. Be careful there. And the constant value here is 12. Okay, so that's our first thing we check. Right, so now we're going to check. List the factors of the first and the last term. Now the first term here is, right, remember a. So the factors of the a term here is 1, and that is just 1 and 1. Right? The last term here, or the constant, is 12. So let's list the factors of that. It will be 1 and 12, and 2 rather, 2 times 6, and 3 and 4, which gives us nice little factors to play with. So we listed the factors of the first and the last terms down like this. Okay, then we need to choose a pair of factors and cross multiply them. So let's see. Obviously we can only choose 1 and 1 in for the first one, and then let's see in this one. 3 and 6 and 3 and 4. So I'm going to choose, let's say, 3 and 6 for example. So now we cross multiply them, right? 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 6, 1 times 6 rather is 6. So now we need to look here. Can we use 3 and 6, right, to get to the middle term? Now the middle term here is negative 7. Can we use 3 and 6 to add or subtract it in any way? If we add it, it gives us 9. If we subtract, we get negative 3. There's not really any way that we can use it to get to 7. So let's just take it out, so that P is not going to work. My eraser's not playing well with me today. There we go. So we add that. So let's choose another P. Let's say 1 and 1, which we can only choose, and let's say 3 and 4. Now remember what we do is we cross multiply. 1 times 4 is 4, 3 times 1 is 3. Can we use 3 and 4 to get to 7? Yes we can. 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Okay, so there's our term. So there's our first bracket, and there's our second bracket. It's that simple. Now remember, we can't just write 1 Yeah, right? We'll have to say, remember 1 times x would just be x, and then 3 is there, and then 1 again there, which is just x, and 4 at the back. Now, the thing is about the signs. To find the signs of the brackets, right? We look at this term or this sign here at the back and positive. How do we get positive signs, right? Remember, positive we can get by a positive multiplied by a positive, or a negative and a negative. So which one do you think it is? Well, we look here again. Remember, positive and a positive will never give us a negative, but we need to have a negative also in here. So in this case, it would be a negative and a negative. So we can check it as well. Remember, how do we check? We multiply out again like products. X times x gives us x squared. X times minus 4 gives us minus 4x. Minus 3 times x is minus 3x. And negative gives us plus 12. So let's check it. Minus 4x. Um, what is this? Ah, I don't even know what that is. It's not supposed to be there. Minus 4. Oh, sorry, that's an x. That's x, yes. I can't even read my own handwriting. X squared minus 4x. Minus 4x minus 6 gives us minus 7x plus 12. And there we go. Factorization. Easy. So let's do one more. Okay, again, what did we do? We checked, is it in standard form? Yes, it is in standard form. We have the ax squared plus bx or plus c or minus c in this case, the constant. So then what we do, we list the factors of that and the factors of that. So again, that's 1 and 1, 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Okay, so then we choose a pair. We can only choose 1 and 1 in this case. So let's choose, we chose 3 and 4 last time. Let's choose 2 and 6. Okay, so then we cross multiply. 1 times 6 is 6, 2 times 1 is 2. Can we use 2 and 6 to get to the middle term, which is 4? Yes, we can. How do we get there? We could say minus 2 plus 6. It works. We'll get 4. So then we'll just put our brackets around there. That would be x, remember. 1 is just x. And then 2's there and 6. Now the signs again is going to be a problem. So if we look here, minus signs. How do we get the minus sign? A minus sign we get a positive times a negative or a negative times a positive. So let's have a look. So now how do we decide or how do we know which one is positive and which one is negative? We look over here by this term here, the middle term here of this one. We see that value there. Now that is a positive, right? And whatever sign that is tells us that the biggest number between the two brackets would be this sign. So in this case, it's positive. So the biggest number between these two is 6. So that's positive and that's negative. So let's just say if this had to be negative 4x, then this here would be negative and that would be positive because remember it tells us which of the biggest brackets it would be that sign. So let's check it. X times x is x squared plus 6x minus 2x minus 12. Like terms again, gives us plus 4x minus 12. And that's right. So there we go. So that's basically this factorization part 2 in a nutshell. This is the more common ones that you'll find in grade 10, 11, and 12. So, okay guys, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the videos and the channel. If you like it, share with your friends and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.